Good morning again. Welcome back to LilyLuLou. If you're a returning visitor, thanks for coming back and joining me today. If you're new here, my name is Karen and I'm the Junk Journal Geek. And I'm here today to just have a play, and I just thought I'd turn the camera on for you to join me. I've got a few bits of packaging that I want to do something with, so I don't really have any plans. So as I say, I just thought I'd turn the camera on and let you watch. Oh, I'm just drinking my cup of tea. I was up at 6 this morning and took Max out before it got busy and too hot. And I've got back, done my jobs, made a cup of tea. Everybody is still in bed, but it's not as early as it usually is. So I'm still drinking my first cup of tea of the day. So I've got these couple of clothing tags here that have been lying around. So I'm just going to cover those so they can be used as tags. This is just going to be very quick and simple. Well, I hope it is. Famous last words, eh? I've tried to lift my camera up a little bit today because I noticed that I kept going off camera. I don't know if my... Max, will you leave it? Something's just fallen on the floor and Max is eating it. Piece of paper or something. I don't know if my... the arm of the phone holder had slipped down during the filming yesterday or what happened, but I noticed that seemed to be out of shot a bit, and where I thought when I was showing you the things I'd made at the end, it looked like I was on screen, but when I watched the video back I wasn't. The top of it disappeared, so I don't quite know what's gone on there. I don't know whether it's the... Oh, hang on, I've got an edge there, haven't I? I don't know if it just was the size of the screen I was watching on this morning. I didn't have it set properly to show the full picture, or if I was actually off screen. So I'm just, I've just lifted it up a little bit today to try and make sure that you can see what I'm doing. So how are you all? It's still very hot here. As I say, I went out at 6 o'clock this morning with Max. We were out for an hour and it was absolutely glorious. It was hot, it was sunny, it was beautiful. I've come home and it's got gradually darker and darker and darker, and looks like it's going to rain now, which we do need, but I hate the rain. I really hate the rain. So yeah, I've had to put the light on this morning to film this because it was too gloomy without the light on. I just checked the weather app and it said it was going to be a light shower over the next hour or so. So hopefully that's all it is. It can water the plants and then go away, please. But it's forecast to be the same next week when we're hoping to be away. And when this video will be going up. All the last 3 or 4 videos I've recorded will all be going up while I'm not here, so that you don't miss me. Right, that is a little tag I've just made there. I might put another hole in there, to tie something through, because there is already a hole there underneath, or I might just leave it to tuck in, and I could stick some plainer paper on there for writing, or you could write on that really with a black pen. So that's one piece done. And I've got a little tiny one here, and I think I'm gonna have to take the string out, and then maybe I'll save the string, and then when we come to use it again we'll have the choice of popping a hole in and putting the string back in, or using this as ribbon somewhere else if I can just undo it. When you turn the camera on, no matter how nimble you are in real life, you become all fingers and thumbs on camera. And I mean, I'm practically all fingers and thumbs all the time, so I've got no hope, have I? Right, that's that one. So let's just find a little teeny weeny piece to go on there. Another slurp of tea. Definitely have something coming. I'm trying to ignore it and hope it will go away. But yeah, I've got a very scratchy throat. I've managed to get glue on that already. That's one size, and I'm hoping my corner rounder will be able to finish this off the same as it was. We shall see. Let's get those little bits out the way. That bit can go back in the scrap box. And will that fit on there? No, it'll go that way. I've got one that's a bit wider. It's hard to get the balance between not overthinking it when you're doing these things, but making something that you're going to like the look of, although you can always alter what you've done. You can always stick things over the paper you've used. You can always add embellishments to cover up what you've done. You're never stuck with it, are you? So I've got glue all over this one. It's only the second piece I've made, and I've got glue everywhere already. Look at that. You're so messy, Karen. Right, where's my corner rounder? There it is. Now I wonder which one was closest. Let's try the little one. I can't even get it in. I think the small one will be best. She says. Not doing a very good job there. I think maybe it's just too fat now. And I should have used a bigger piece of paper and wrapped it all the way around like I did on the last one, because my edges are very obvious here now. I'm trying to feel with my scissors where the cardboard is underneath. I'm not doing a grand job. And this is the paper I was using yesterday to do the over the page pockets. I wanted to say over the edge then, So that's Hayley's paper that I'm using there. All the details are in yesterday's video if you would want to take a look. So that's 2. And I've got this, my hubby bought himself some new gardening gloves, and I thought this would make a good little flippy notebook. And I know that I need a notebook for this tab bound journal that I'm in the middle of making. So I might use some of these papers and do that. So let's get these out and see what I want to use. And these papers are all printed on one side, so you know, I can put them in and they'll be decorated on the one side, but then they'll be plain on the other side for writing. So that's what I'm thinking. So I need to cover this first, and I really would love to keep this hole in here, but I can't see how I'm going to cover the whole thing and then cut that hole out, knowing me. I might be able to. Let's have a go. Shall I use this one? Yeah, I think I'll use this one. I think I liked the idea of using this because these are gardening gloves, and that tab bound journal is a spring garden journal. So right, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this, but we'll have a try together. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? This, you know, the packaging from a pair of gardening gloves would normally end up in the bin, and these are digital papers, so I can always reprint them if the worst comes to worst. So don't have anything to lose by giving it a go, do we? Just wondering whether to you know, do the same thing again and flip it over both sides. But no, I don't want to do that, because although I might leave that on, I'm just thinking if I can put a hole in this on each side, that little holey part, no, what I was thinking is not going to work. I was thinking, oh, I'll just cut a slit in there and I'll fold this over, and then we can cover this on the inside, but then I'll be covering the hole up, won't I? So that's no good. Maybe I should just try and do it without the hole. Thinking, sorry. Right, I'm going to stick this down as well. And I'm not on my glue mat. just refolding where that little hinge is. Right, let's trim this piece off. I should really be doing this on the guillotine. I can't be bothered to go and get that out. I'm so bad with scissors. I can feel myself cutting into the cardboard there. Right, more scraps. Now, there's no way I'm going to get that through the corner rounder, is there? That's really thick. Oh. Just. But I'm not going to be able to do that doubled over, am I? That's just gone in there at the ends. Oh, my throat is so sore. Sorry for whinging, but at least I'm not crying today. Right, now, shall we give it a go? No, it doesn't want to play. It really doesn't want to play. So, I'm folding this before I've given the glue stick time to dry. Right, I'm trying to line up where that is, and I'm going to try and feel that will do. Well, that's not too bad, is it? I think I have to give up the idea of the hole because I don't know how I would make that work. If anybody has any suggestions, let me know. And next time I have a piece like this, I'll give it a go. Right, let's do the edges. More glue. I think this is going to have to go under something flat. So that's the cover of our little notebook. Put the lid on the ink before I have an accident, and put the lid back on the glue before I have an accident. I hope I'm staying in shot today. How long have I been? 20 minutes, and I haven't really done much, have I? Right, so then I thought I could have some of these papers in the booklet, so we will want them to be about that wide, won't we? So what are we doing, Karen? Are we going to tear, or are we going to go for the craft knife? Should we have a practice with the craft knife? Probably done all these at the same time, couldn't I? One of those. No. One of those. That's one of my misprints that went wrong there. Okay. Let's pop that on there and see if we can do the other two together. I think they're lined up. Oops. Feels like my blade's about to fall out. That one. And that one. So now I want them staggered in here. I'm going to do them the other way around because that top bit's a bit bent on some of them. And I need to tidy up the edges on that one. Just trying to arrange these how I think they look best. Sorry, I know I'm faffing. Oh, it's got a mark on it now. Right, so I've done that wrong because I want that one at the back so that when I fold it over it's got the extra piece, you know, because it's printed on both sides. So now I've got to start again. So I want that one so it comes to the bottom and it folds over. So I want that one about there. Right. And I want that one to be a little bit shorter. be okay. So like that. So I'm going to trim off about that much. I hope this is all making sense to you and you understand what I'm doing. More scraps. So now this is going to go in there, and that's my little flippy flappy booklet. I need to round these corners. So it sort of fit in there properly. Ugh. This was supposed to... Max, get down. There's a pigeon just landed in the garden. So Max is trying to jump up and open the back door by himself. Now it still hasn't worked out quite how I wanted it because you can't see that top sheet. But my head is feeling very fuzzy and I'm struggling to concentrate, and this was supposed to be the easier of the things I'm doing today, so I'm not even going to try the thing that I envisage being tricky. So that is going to go up there like that. Now normally I would say I'm going to pop that under my sewing machine and sew that in, but obviously I'm not going to do that. So I think what I need to do here is pop. I can either tie it in or I can pop it in with some eyelets, which I think I might do for a change. So my mat is sticking to me because I'm so hot. And it still hasn't started raining. I feel like these need tidying up a bit, but I think what I'll do is leave that one, and these ones just take a sliver more off the edge here. You can see why I use my guillotine so often, can't you? Just make sure they're straight. And I'm literally going to take the edge off of the ones behind the front one, just so they look a bit tidier, hopefully. Still not right. I think my fold must be not square. God, what a faff this is. I think I'm trying to be too perfect. Give it up, Karen. Right. I'm just going to give these a little bit of ink. So I'm not worried about the white at the back because I've thought about that deliberately for journaling space. So I'm not too worried about that. But I want the edges to look a little bit finished on these facing pieces. I should have just torn them because they look really rough where I've cut them with that craft knife. So, well, I don't know if it's because I feel like under the weather or if it's because I'm so hot, but I'm definitely not at my best. I wonder if you've noticed any difference. Right, I'm going to round those edges as well because I want to. I think it will help it look a bit more finished. She says after inking everything. These top ones are not going to really move very much. Right, I'm going to get my eyelets, bear with me. Right, I've got my crocodile and I've just put some washi on the edges of these pages to hold them in place. And I thought if I put a hole in each side, I can use these split pins through the pages to hold them in, and then you could change them. You know, when you've finished with them, you could change them out and pop something else in. So I'm going to see if that will work. I seem to be making a bit of a meal of this today, don't I? I've got to remember there's a hole there somewhere. So I'm just eyeballing roughly where this is going to be in a straight line. Put 2 little holes in. Then I'm going to pop these through the back. And then what I thought I would do is, I hope this will work, I thought if I put some washi across the back there, then it will protect, you know, from these scratchy pins when you're popping this in and out of its pocket. But whoever has this in the future can just take the washi off to change out their pad of paper if they want to. That's what I'm thinking. So I've got some lighter colours, but I think these might be too narrow. Here. Oh, that might work. So I'm not putting this washi down as a permanent, you know, normally using washi like this, I would add some glue to it to make it more permanent, but we don't want this to be on here permanently because we want whoever has this to be able to change it out. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. So that's what we've got there. So now hopefully I take these pieces off that were temporarily holding my pages in place. So that's our little notebook. When you open it, you can, you know, you've got some little journaling space up here. And then you've got some bigger journaling space down here. And then when you've used all that, you can take that off, take the little pins out, replace the papers, and Bob's your uncle. And I think that this will be going in here when I've stuck all this down. So this is going to be an envelope. I haven't stuck it down yet. That will go in there. Like that. What do you think? It was painful, but we got there in the end. So I did a whopping 3 things in, what is it, 40, 45 minutes? I don't know how long I've been on now. Anyhow, there we go. That's what we've done today with our, just with packaging paper. And I'm going to go now and have another cup of tea. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found that interesting. Hopefully next time you see me, I'll be back from my holiday and I'll be feeling a lot better. So in the meantime, take care and enjoy your own crafty time. Bye-bye.